Surf meets turf in this extreme race to the finish line. Right now, though, lucky you, we're taking you to sunny California for a race that boggles the mind.
No, it doesn't boggle the mind because it doesn't make sense. It's just that the vehicles that take part in this are an assault on your senses. And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Looks like a parade, but these are not fancy floats. They're hardcore racing machines.
The news was declared, it was heard far and wide, that citizens of Humboldt should learn how to ride.
This is day one of the Grand Kinetic Championship race in Arcata, California. Participants will race 67 kilometers over 3 days, on the streets, in the water, and through sand dunes. They'll do it all. And some, like Carl Mueller, captain of the Lost Coast Mutineers, also hope to ace the race.
This machine has not aced the race yet. This is our 4th attempt at it. By ace, I mean that all the time we're going forward down the course, our feet are on the pedals.
You lose your ace if you push or pull your machine. You also have to cross the daily finish line within a time limit. Carl built this machine and thinks it's ready to do the job.
I built this on a Ford Ranger 4-wheel drive pickup. Lost Coast Mutineers, saddle up! Yarr! Our machine is unique because it sports 10 people, pilots, pedaling.
Each pilot has 24 gears to choose from, and Carl has 72. At over 2 tons, it is the heaviest machine in the race.
This machine.
Brian Slayton, known as Fun Guy, is also trying to ace the race.
Wow, this here is a 4-man quadricycle. Hell on wheels. Axles. Hell on axles, that was last year, right? Last year we were hell on wheels. The wheels did fine. The axles, not so much. So this year we're hell on axles. 4 years, 6 axles destroyed. Until it aces, I just built a fancy parade machine. Yeah!
In this race, you can look fancy, but performance gets you to the finish line.
Later today, we'll be out on the sand dunes, and the machines that do well on the sand get extra points, because many machines can't even get through the sand. And then tomorrow, there's the water crossing that we do. Many of the machines that come here haven't been tested in the water.
The siren signals the start of the race.
First part of it is a road race, which, you know, most of the machines can do fairly well. It's not the hardest part of the race.
The sand is the real test.
Goodbye, Ace!
Goodbye.
The trick on the sand is to have a fairly wide wheel so you don't sink in the sand, and also to have a drivetrain where you have a great deal of multiplication of force. So you're spinning your feet very, very quickly for a very slow spinning of the wheels. It gives you the torque you need to get up these sand dunes.
I'm having fun. Painful kind of way. And the sand in Arcata is a long, long day. I know how to drive this thing. Thank you, people. Okay. All right.
We're still acing. We're the Lost Coast Mutineers, and we're still hanging on to our ace.
The work for these crews is only just beginning.
Fun Guy's just ahead of us.
It's harder to get off the beach than onto it.
Dead Man's Drop coming up shortly.
Well, it happened again. We twisted an axle. I never met an axle I couldn't bust.
Which means Hell on Axles is now forced to lose their ace. Carl's pirate ship is also in trouble.
All those starts and stops, we broke the chain link. So we're gonna throw a new chain on. We're still acing.
Day one ends on Dead Man's Drop.
Brake is off.
Are we ready?
Day two, and it's time to swim with the fish.
Have you guys water tested? Are we good to go? No, this is the water test.
We got in the water, not a hitch. I think we were in the water for an hour, maybe.
Traditionally, big wheel machines can do better in the water because their paddles are in the water a longer time. We actually passed a few machines, so it's good. It's a good water machine.
Once out of the water, the teams follow the highway to the base of a long hill.
That's not fun at all. It is a long, long hill, uphill, and it's another test. And while it's not a test of the machine, it's a test of the man.
About 300 yards ago, we found this nasty screw in our front left tire. We're patched. So now my crew is busily putting air in the tires.
Their cutoff time for today is coming to an end soon, and they haven't even started up the hill.
We're not worried about the clock anymore. We're acing, or we're gonna ride like we're acing, but and just beg for forgiveness on the clock.
On the downside, Fun Guy's machine is literally exploding.
These treads came off, started slapping, it took out the flames, and I was like, ah!
And even at one point, I stopped pedaling, going, wow, this is pretty fast. Yeah. And it could be just a centrifugal force was it got to be enough that it just ripped out a screw, and then another one, and then just cascaded.
Finally, it's day 3, the finish line. Big question is, will either machine manage to hobble over?
Yeah.
And congratulations, this is the first day you have made the finish line without being late.
Pedaled the entire race, all 42 miles, including a legal push. I don't think there's an award for it, but we certainly should be getting something. I don't know what.
Neither Hell on Axles or the Lost Mutineers managed to ace, but they did win something else.
We won the glory, that's what we know, which is what this race is about. We won the crowds, we won the people, we had a great time, and we drove our bodies to near breaking and death, but it was probably worth it. Right, boys? Yeah!
Okay, coming up, the ultimate do-it-yourself project, an amphibious vehicle that can hit the road, sea, and sand. That's next.